Hey, my name is Rodney, and I'm trying to summit all 58 Colorado 14ers. In this video, I go toe-to-toe with a bear and summit Mt Sherman. To get to Mt Sherman from Denver, you go over Kenosha Pass, and if you're lucky, you'll see some moose in the water just off the highway. On this trip, I was lucky enough to see 2 bull moose in the water having a snack. Everyone pulled off to the side of the road trying to get pics. After passing through the town of Fairplay, you take County Road 18 to get to the trailhead. There are several campgrounds on the way, and I'm staying at the Fourmile Campground because it's only 4 miles from the trailhead. Campground is $22 a night, and it's first come first serve. There are 14 nice campsites with a couple of vault toilets and a water pump. Since it was midweek, I got my pick of the sites and found one at the very end of the campground. I start to set up my tent, not knowing I'm about to have an uninvited guest. I'm gonna freeze this video. Things always look small and far away on a GoPro, but if you look right here, you'll see a bear coming out from behind the tree and wanders around the whole time, and I'm completely clueless. I'm gonna start a timer to see how long before I realize I have a bear problem. It took me a whole minute and 36 seconds to see that bear. Once I saw him, I went to my car to get my bear spray, only to realize I left all my bear deterrent items in the bin on the table. I know you're supposed to make noise to scare off a bear, but the best I could come up with was to talk to it like I talk to my dogs when they're misbehaving.
No. Go. No. Go. Go. No.
I got him away from the table, and I was able to get my bear spray and other items. Eventually, I was able to move him off to the edge of the campsite. I almost put my tent in that exact spot. I'm glad I didn't. Eventually, I was able to run him off, or so I thought. Well, that was the first. I'm over here getting my campsite ready, and a bear wanders in. Kind of yelled at him, and he was kind of reluctant to leave. He's trying to wander closer and closer to the table, and I kind of had to keep yelling at him before he decided that he was going to wander off further down the campsite. I go back to setting up my tent, and guess who's back? This time I'm ready for him, but he is persistent.
No.
I can't believe the level of disrespect this bear has for me. He truly gives 0 Fs.
No. Go.
Once again, he starts to walk away, but decides to come back.
Go.
I didn't want to hurt him, but I also had to deliver a clear message that he wasn't welcome here. I ended up having to throw rocks around his feet and in his general direction, and that startled him enough that he ran off into the woods. Now this is getting ridiculous with that bear. I was telling him to go away. He didn't particularly care. He was like lounging, sitting watching me. I had to like throw rocks at him to get him to eventually run off. Hopefully he knows that he'll be harassed if he comes around here. Ridiculous. I'm definitely gonna make sure everything is in the truck. But hopefully he got the hint that if he comes over here, he's not gonna get anything from me and he's gonna get some problems. First time seeing a bear that close up in the wild. I've dispersed camp like way up in the mountains and never see anything. I come down here and there's this bear. And maybe he's just used to people, scavenging through these campsites, but I guess let him know it wasn't happening with me. But I'm definitely watching my back. This is a beautiful campsite. I typically don't stay at formal campgrounds. I like dispersed camping. I like having the space and the quiet. I don't like having people close by and the noise and the rules and all that kind of stuff. But I figure on a Tuesday night it's not going to be too crowded. And so far, I think there might be 2 other people here that I can at least see. Maybe some more have come down early in the trail, but it's definitely quiet. And definitely beautiful and close to the trailhead. So all I have to do is get up in the morning, drive down to the trailhead, get a nice early start, as opposed to trying to get up at 3:30 in the morning from my house and drive in the dark. Well, the bear did not come back in the middle of the night and maul me to death, so so that is good. It's a beautiful morning. It's definitely a little chilly. Making myself the breakfast of champions, more of these freeze-dried meals, noodles and beef. So I'm gonna go ahead and eat this, and I'm gonna go down to the trail and get started. There's a lot of private property along the road. I saw a few potential dispersed campsites close to the trailhead, but I recommend just staying at one of the campgrounds. I made it here to the trailhead, and there is not too many cars here. 2, 4, 6. Maybe 8 or so. The parking lot up here isn't too big, so I don't know how many more cars it can handle. The ride up here was bumpy, but you could do it in even a passenger vehicle if you have some clearance. So a low clearance vehicle, you wouldn't want to do it. But if you have a Subaru, something with a little bit of clearance, you can easily get up here without any problem. It's just bumpy. One thing is I don't see any bathrooms at the trailhead, which is like something to remember if you have to go do it sooner than later. I'm taking the standard Southwest Ridge route. It's considered a class 1 hike that's about 5.25 miles round trip, with an elevation gain of 2,100 feet, making it a relatively quick and easier 14er to climb. Every single 14er climb has been tough in its own way, so I'm always looking for ways to stay active, especially during the winter and spring. To prepare for this climbing season, I decided to do a half marathon. It is early May, and I am so anxious to get up into the mountains and knock out some more of these 14ers. Unfortunately, it's still a little while longer before enough snow has melted, but I am trying to stay active, stay in shape, work off some of this winter weight. I am in Fort Collins, Colorado, and I am about to run a half marathon. It is a Colorado Marathon, and apparently this is a very popular race for people who are trying to qualify for the Boston Marathon because it is mostly downhill, which I am going to really love. So I'm doing the half marathon tomorrow, and it's going to be an early night for me because you have to catch the bus to the starting line like at 5 o'clock. The last bus leaves like at 5:15. So I have to make sure I'm up, ready to go to catch the bus to the race start. 4:15. I would consider myself a morning person, but this is crazy early. Try to make it to that bus. The race starts up in the canyon above Fort Collins and ends downtown. Downhill races are my favorite. I definitely recommend this one.
Folks, our half marathon started up the canyon at 6:30 this morning.
Way over there in the distance, that is the goal of Mt Sherman. I just finished doing that climb through the snow. Now this is a flat spot here, a nice place to catch your breath, check out the views before you have to do that. And it is basically non-stop uphill from this point on. But really not all that far from the summit. This really is a short trail.
We are dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay lost. We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are.
The climb was really steep. I'm catching my breath before the last final push up to the summit. More steep climbs, but the final destination is in sight.
Run free and dive into the sky. Hear the wind crying out its prayer. Why are we so ashamed to be alive? Break the chains and our freedom's ours to take.
felt great to summit Mount Sherman and put number 6 in the books. Next, I'm going to try to summit the highest peak in Colorado, Mount Elbert. People are sliding down that hill there, and that is definitely a quick way to get down. It actually looks like a lot of fun. I don't think I would do it. I'm too cautious of a person. The whole time I'd be thinking about what if there's a rock underneath the snow? What if there's a piece of mining equipment underneath the snow and I hurt myself? But it looked like a lot of fun.